Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the vlog. So today we are going to be jumping onto the Q5 because at last the part has arrived. Yes, it's taken a while, but it's finally here, which means that we can get on and get that car moved finally, and I can drive it for the first time, or at least move it. So the plan for today: fit the hub back on, get the wheels back on, move the car to a different locations, and that way we can get the use of our driveway back. So let's crack on with that. But the first thing we need to do, we need to get that battery charged, because the car has been sitting around for a couple of weeks, and I've noticed that the battery, I think the battery's fine, it's just that it's had no charge for a while, so it tends to drop off. So let's do that, and then at least by the time we get the hub fitted, the battery's going to be charged enough so we don't get the disappointment of the car not starting. Okay, let's here's a key, so let's see if we can get the boot open, if it's got enough charge in there. Yes, and we're good. So in the Q5, the battery is down in the boot, down the bottom here, as you can see. So we'll get my battery charger on there, we'll get this thing charged, and then we'll start working on the front. Oh, by the way, if you haven't already can tell, got some merch. This is old merch, but we've got some new merch in our store, so if you want to head on down and have a look and see what we got in there, the link is down below in the description. So head on and see if you like one of our t-shirts, and let me know if you don't. Okay, so here is our hub assemblies. So on this side is the old one, and on this side is a new one. You can see the old one here with the old broken lower swing arm. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take off this dust shield here from here, place it onto here, and that pretty much is it. Oh, and we're going to remove this sensor here. This is an ABS sensor. I've got one on the car already, that is good, so we'll just reuse that one because this one is damaged. And the other bit is just tightening this bolt. So I've taken this off the old one, and that's it. But what we've got already pre-assembled is these two here, which are a complete nightmare. And of course on this one here, it has this difficult knuckle. So this is what's broken on that side. If I just demonstrate, so you can see that's where, if you remember, the bolt sheared off in the middle here. So I don't have to worry about that or get this off, because this is a nightmare to get off, and it's already been done here, and it's all good as well. This is a good joint here, so we can just reutilize that. Saves me a lot of time. Right, let's get on with that. Okay, so we finally got the shield on, and this is just a shield, and this car has begun to fight me from the beginning. So we started off with the ABS sensor that was stuck on fast. I mean, this is the old one here, completely busted, but I had to tap it from behind, as you saw, to get it out. I'm glad I got a replacement. Then we had this bolt here that was literally, I had to grind it off and then cut a groove into it to get it out because it was stuck fast. It went into here. So if this is how the day is going to begin, this is going to take much longer than I anticipated. So anyway, we just got to run with it really. It's a tough car, and that's the reason why Audi use these parts on there, because they are tough. Right, let's get to the car piece now. Okay, so we're at the business end now of the Q5. The first thing that we need to remove is that drive shaft over there. We've left it on there because there was no point in taking it out until we had all the bits. Now that we do, we need to remove it first, because I figure that if we leave it until last, it's going to be pretty awkward to take off. So we'll take that off first, we'll fit the new one in, and then we'll work on the shocks. Okay, so after a bit of a battle, the old one did come out in the end, but if you look at them, you'll see that this one is slightly longer. No, it's not the wrong one. No, this is not the wrong one. The reason why this is longer is because this is broken. You can hear the ball bearings running loose inside, and the end is wobbly. Shouldn't be like that. That's because it's come out of its cage, and once that's happened, it's basically broke. Plus the fact we've got a leak as well, so we've got a split in there somewhere, but that's going to be as a result of the impact. So whereas this one, nice and solid, and it's also nice and tight because it hasn't come apart. So that's the reason why we're having to replace that. So I'll fit this to that, but you don't have to see that. I'm sure you'll get the message on how to get these things fitted. Right, bit of an update for you. So I've had to take the hub back off the car, and the reason being is that this particular item, although it's the exact same part, what I've discovered is that this piece here, this is the new one, that's for one of the lower swing arms, but on the Q5 it has a reinforced one. So this is from an A4. It's the same part, the actual bracket is the same part, however this is different. This is what the Q5 one should look like. As you can see, it's bigger because it's obviously got a heavier car to deal with. And then also what I've discovered is that this hole here on the A4 doesn't have an there's a little piece of metal or collar that fits into here. On the Q5 it has that collar. So what I'm going to have to do is going to heat this up because it's pressed in, and then I'm going to push it out. I'm not going to be able to show you that on the camera because the device that I have is just doesn't lend itself. I've tried different angles to see if I can show you, but it's not going to work. So I'm going to attempt to do this, and then if I can't get it out, I may have to take it to a friend who's got a press, and he ain't gonna want to be on camera. So let me see how we get on with this, and then we'll be back in what will be an hour or two for me, but for you will be literally 20 seconds.
72 hours later.
Welcome back. So we now have resolved the issue that we had with the ball joint, but it's taken me 3 days to get this fixed. So let me give you the long and short about this. So this is the ball joint that I took out, that I had to take out. The ball joint had a metal collar on here. Now, according to Audi, the correct procedure is you use a special tool that stops this collar from coming out of the hub, and then what you should be left is this. Now when I took it out, it came with the collar, which is the reason why it was thicker than the one that we took out. So when I bought a new one, I obviously realized then that the new one doesn't come with a collar. So to get that collar out was a complete nightmare. I had to go and use various tools and torches. You can see my torch that I've bought there to heat it up and then get it out. But we finally, long story short, it's fixed. We've now got it in. So we can now add this to the hub, and on the hub itself there was another one that I had to push in, but that was easy. So, and we had it all pressed in. So we're now in a position to fit this to the car. Right, so this car. Right, we have got this, we've got the hub in place now, so everything is now in place. It hasn't been easy. Like I said, this car just fights all the way. But if you think of this car as a horse, it'd be a stallion, and it's beginning to break in. I know it's a poor analogy, and you're probably going to crucify me in the comments, but it is what it is. It's a walk and think over the time. Work with me, guys. Right, so need to put the brake disc back on now. We've got the caliper here. I'm going to have to push the piston in because it's come out slightly because I pressed the brake when I need to get the engine or gears out, so that needs to be reset. But we're almost there. We are almost there. We are winning, guys. We are winning. Right, let's get this brake disc and then caliper on, and then we can get the wheel and hopefully get this car started. Right, all the running gear is now back into position. We just got to put the wheel on, and nothing is torqued up. Everything is tight, but it's not torqued up. The whole purpose of getting the wheel on and getting it down on its haunches is just to get the car moved. That is it. So yeah, let's get this car moved. After it's been here for 3 weeks now, it'll be a welcome break, and it means I'll get a space back. Okay, so this is first drive of the car. I don't actually know if this car drives. I assume it does because it's still on recovery and it said it runs and drives. But I haven't actually driven it. And to get into the car, I have to get in via the passenger because it's too close to this side, so it's Starsky and Hutch style. So bear with me with the undignified entry into the car. But if all goes well, I'll come forward and then reverse back. Battery's dead. Let's go and charge it up. So despite charging this battery overnight, the battery is completely flat. There's no life in it, so I still can't move this car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow the battery from my van so we can see if we can get this car started, take this battery out and give it a charge in the garage again overnight, not connected to anything, which is what I did the first time, to see if we can get this problem sorted, because a new battery for this is a truckload of money. About between £200 and £130 if I use a discount code. So don't really want to spend that kind of money out on a battery if I can get this one fixed. So let's see if we can get this out. Okay, so we have borrowed the battery from the van and this car has finally started. So what we're going to do now is see if we can move it back into place, and then we're going to deal with that ugly battery. Alright, so we made a decision. We went out and bought a new battery. Unfortunately, the cost of a new battery wasn't that bad. This is the old battery, and you can see the reason why I had to buy a new battery, because this battery will only get to 10.29. That's the highest it will go. After 3 days of charging it, it will only hold a charge at 10.29, which is just not good enough. Should be at least 12.5 volts. So the battery will need to be, well, it's just not good. So I went out and bought a new battery, and as a result of getting that new battery, we've now been able to move the Q5, which is great. So the Q5 now works. It operates just fine. Let's open the door, jump in. Let's just get the car started first. So you can see the car runs absolutely fine. No lights on the dashboard. Just needs a really good old service, really. So let's talk about the Q5 now. What's next for it? So when I actually moved the Q5, I noticed that the wheels that need refurbishing are actually different colors. So if you look at the ones at the back, they are like a lighter grey, and the ones at the front are kind of like a darker grey, and the same on the other side as well. So going around the other side, we can see, and they're actually different order as well. So the dark ones are at the back there, and then the lighter ones are at the front. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but these wheels, they look like they've been painted, because you can see that they are peeling. So you can see the damage on the door here as well. This is where it's damaged, and that needs to be repaired. And so the decision I have to make is, what do I do with this car? I've already got a price to paint the door and sort this wing out. It's a good price, but do I continue with this car, or do I think and try something else? Let me explain. So I'm thinking to put the Q5 back into Copart and sell it through there. Just put it through the salvage. Now the risk there is that I get less than what I actually originally put in, but I'm not sure, because I can't get hold of the V5 at the moment. Selling such a high value car without a V5 I think might be problematic. I've already going to attempt to sell my Ibiza without the V5, but it's a lower value vehicle, so I think we should be okay with that. Not sure I'll have the same with the Q5, plus the fact I have to change the number plate, and I can't change the number plate unless I get the V5. There is a form that you can use that DVLA allow you to use. I think it's a V329 or something, but that's only applicable to private number plates, and I haven't checked to see whether I can use that for standard number plates. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Should I persevere and keep that car, or should I put it back in Copart and see what we can get for it, based on the fact that it's now fixed? because in Copart, the original pictures, the steering was broken, etc. Now we're just putting through a stolen recovered car that just needs some attention, so it might attract more traffic. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and I will look forward to reading those comments. So in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe down here if you are a casual viewer, and hit that notification button and give us a thumbs up as well, because it all helps us grow as a channel. So thank you for viewing this. Look forward to your comments, and we will see you on the next one.